The costs of owning a sugar glider certainly are more far-reaching than the initial expense of acquiring a sugar glider. Most people will get a sugar glider from generally one of three places: a pet store that has them and seasonally will have them available for sale, a private breeder, which tends to be the most popular, most common place people get them, and then through rescue organizations or rehoming situations where somebody has them and can't keep them. The cost of a sugar glider can run anywhere from $150 even up to several $100s more, depending on the source of where they come from. There are also a couple different color mutations where sugar gliders are bred in a different type of color pattern than the standard gray wild type sugar glider, and sometimes those, as more desirable animals, can even fetch a bit higher price. But buying and acquiring the sugar gliders is only one of the expenses associated. The next most important one is going to be the cage or the environment that they live in. We always recommend that people have the largest cage that they have room for, that they can keep clean and sanitary, and that allows enough room for the sugar gliders to exhibit normal behavior. Keeping in mind that these are animals that generally live in forests, they live in trees. They are intended to have a lot of room in which to climb around, to jump, and to have the ability to move around freely. Another expense is going to be a travel cage like the ones that you see here. These cages are specifically designed to take your sugar gliders out of their home environment when they may need to be taken to a veterinarian or taken with you for short purposes. So we do recommend the investment in a travel cage that's safe and temporarily will meet their needs as well. So the investment in feeding your sugar glider is another expense that must be considered. On a daily basis, sugar gliders require a complicated diet of fresh fruits and vegetables, which must be chopped and prepared according to the individual sugar glider's need. They do have a requirement for insects as to meet their protein requirements, like you see the mealworms here. They also sometimes are fed cooked eggs or egg yolks. And then there are a number of commercial sugar glider diets that are available that should be part of their diet as well. Also, sugar gliders have a requirement for nectar, nectivorous type of foods, whereas some people will make their own homemade type of nectar diets in addition to all of this. So it does require the daily expense of buying fresh fruit, vegetables, and preparing an appropriate bounty for them to eat. In addition to all that's required in keeping your sugar glider housed, fed, and healthy, routine veterinary care is also required. We recommend that animals have a yearly physical exam with your veterinarian, and then the expenses that may be associated with situations where your sugar glider would become sick. Should they become ill, hospital care, lab testing, and any other necessary fees may be incurred as well. So overall, sugar gliders are not an inexpensive pet to have. Initial expenses including purchase of a sugar glider, purchase of an environment and cage, and then daily investments in proper food and nutrition and veterinary care are all considerations in the overall expense of owning a sugar glider.